Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 70643, the Temple of Resurrection. This set contains 765 pieces and retailed for $69.99 as the largest set in the Ninjago Sons of Garmadon wave, and this set comes with 7.5 minifigures, depending on whether or not you count the baby. And yeah, this as the largest set of Sons of Garmadon and the only location-based one. I was looking forward probably most to this one, so let's hope that it lives up to those expectations. And with a figure selection like this, as well as being a location-based set, it's looking promising on paper. There's nothing extra, no side builds or anything. It's all this one big old temple. And I mean, the Temple of Resurrection part is basically this area up above the gray, the rocks. So it is just that one story area, but we do have this little cave underneath. And I do think that it's got an interesting layout to it in that regard. We do have this little platform here right out front. Also, I should get this right out of the way. This is not directly based on the appearance of any location in the show. The top is kind of where they create the portal, I believe, where they unite the Oni masks. And the bottom feels more like it's supposed to be from the location of the Mask of Hatred. But, you know, it's loosely inspired, and I do feel like the overall design kind of gets some of those vibes across, especially the entrance here with, the kind of mouth feeling. These trees are attached with these elephant trunk pieces in black, which is odd, but I like how they add a little bit of greenery. Maybe it would have been nice to get a little bit more randomness, but, these bottom sections are basically the same. You have these two lanterns here, which use that new Ninjago City bar stud piece. There's a baby here, which, is, spoiler alert, this is Wu as a baby, and we'll take a closer look at him later, but he does come with a sack, and, I like to imagine that Wu would be kept down here in this bottom area. It's where they get the key to the last mask, maybe, which is, the cloth that Wu is in. But, they don't show that in the instructions, so, it could really be wherever. You do have these little flags here on the sides, which are a nice touch and add just a little bit of, that Ninjago feeling, and you can open these up. You do have a clip to hold a sai and a katana. This side over here has a spider web with a spider on it, as well as a skeleton leg holding a gem, which is in green, which I don't think I've seen that in green very often, so that's a cool piece to get. And over here we have a skeleton and a bat. You can just move the bat out of the way. But I really like the pose that they've got this skeleton in with the arms, in front of him. It's kind of like he's sitting cross-legged. And you'll notice that you can take the leg that's holding the gem and you can combine it with this guy to make a full skeleton. So he kind of counts as another minifigure, and you could use him that way. But, I like how they've given him the ninja mask. Just kind of feels more interesting that way, I guess. And that's the bat that's in the way. But if we turn this around, you'll see, first of all, there's doors leading to the sides, so you can kind of get your fingers in this way, or, you can pretend that there's actually like a doorway that leads somewhere, and your figures can go through and make it to another location. You could, put another building maybe down here. That doesn't work as well when you have this open, but, it still kind of works. And underneath here, we do have this sticker here, which shows Garmadon's plan. Garmadon's resurrection with the characters in the front. And then over here behind those weapons, we can see uniting the masks will resurrect Garmadon. And in these chests, or these crates, they're both on jumpers, so they are easily removable. In there, we only have these two weapons, one of which includes a new machete piece, which is uncommon, and I haven't gotten them. This is the first time it was used as a Ninjago weapon. And then over here, in this one, it's a little bit more interesting, because we do have a kendo mask on top, as well as inside two little accessories. One, we have this little potion, which uses one of those 1x1 round tiles in flat silver printed with metallic silver circle on top. And we also have a Minecraft compass, which is interesting. I would have preferred to see the gold one, I think, that they used on Destiny's Bounty. And I forget where it came from originally, but I would have preferred to see that included just because I feel like it fits the Ninjago design language better. But, you know, also, I can't get this to go back in flat, which you have to do in order to be able to fit the compass on top of it, which is interesting. But yeah, this kendo mask, I believe it's exclusive in plain black, because I know that Kendo Lloyd has the gold printing on the front, and then Kai has the gold printing plus a red bar around there. But that is all there is down to this bottom section. And before we go up top, we're gonna have to turn around to the front so you don't miss out on the big reveal here. But this roof is an interesting design. It's kind of got this little, I forget what it's called, that kind of effect where you've got the little slats that mesh together. Interestingly, I like the lanterns here hanging on the side. Those are cool. Got those stickers, and then this sticker up front, using two of these very interesting like sign pieces. Those are cool. I like their use here, and I like the stickers that were applied. Also the use of the Ninjago movie fence piece and these curved fences. Get these characters out of the way, because you can see there is an Oni mask here that is Kilo's mask. It only appears in this set and the second biggest, the Kilo vs. Samurai X set. And you do actually get all of the masks in this one set. These two are just, you know, hidden. You can just turn the panels around, which is cool. I like getting all of them in one set. You don't have to, you know, buy all the sets from the wave in order to get all the collectibles. That's cool. And I like the sticker designs on those panels back there, as well as just the use of this style of panel where it has the three, or well, that style of frame where it separates it into three sections. But I do like how, you know, you can hide those and get these cool weapons at the same time. Those are just on those turntable parts, and that is a pearl gold gold ingot piece. So you'll see right here inside there is this little area that kind of sticks up just a tiny bit. That kind of, you know, spoils what actually happens here. There is this little piece on the outside of the build. It's one of these right here. There's one on either side. This one will pull this trapdoor that you can just kind of see go down, and this one over here pulls that trapdoor, and you know, it just falls straight down, and you'll land down in the cave below, right down in here. And I'm just gonna drop him straight through the open trapdoor, and then you will see where he goes. He falls. There, he falls right there. So that is what happens when you use the trapdoor. You know, it's cool. Trapdoors are fun. Always add a little bit of play value without too much, you know, cost, I guess, in terms of display. Because these little triggers, they aren't in a bright color or anything, so they don't stand out. It would have been cool if you put a little flag on there, because that would have really disguised it. It would have made it look like it was just there for the flag. But the big feature here has to do with this little roof. If we turn around to the back, you'll see this red thing. If we were to take that and lift it up, the roof goes down and you get this kind of face here, because there are two of these pieces and they both have the same sticker, and up top is revealed Garmadon, resurrected. You have the flames. I think this is a cool look for this thing. I personally prefer the regular version where it's not, you know, kind of weird, I guess. But this design does look cool, and I like that this feature exists, and you can just push that back down to hide Garmadon back up and make it look like a normal building again. And I like that they're able to make it look like a normal building and have this cool play feature without kind of destroying the appearance of either. You know, they both look pretty alright. First up for figures, we have Lloyd and Cole in their Sons of Garmadon outfits. Lloyd appears also in the Ninja Nightcrawler set. I believe he doesn't have the shoulder armor in that one, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he does not, because I think you'd have to remove it in order for him to fit inside the vehicle. He does have his regular face, as well as Cole, who has his regular dual-sided face, and both of them have pretty good printing on the torso and legs. They both have the same kind of like little dotted pattern, which kind of adds a little bit of nice detail there. And Cole's weapon is just the standard hammer that he's had since the Ninjago movie, except that, you know, this time he has a black handle. And Lloyd has his sword, but no tassel here. They do both have some equipment on their backs. They both have these little sword sheath holder things. But when you remove those, you can see that they both have pretty good printing on the backs of their torsos, as well as they do have an alternate facial expression each. Both of those heads are just the same ones that have been used since the Ninjago movie, though. So they're both relatively common at this point. Cole does have an alternative neck attachment where you can, instead of, you know, having his swords in this little shoulder pad piece, you can attach this sack that Baby Woo is in. And I mean, you could do this with any figure in the set, really, if you wanted to, but Cole is the one who, you know, does this in the show, and he is, you know, shown doing this on the box. So this is the suggested placement of Woo. Woo is actually, or the baby, is actually just a baby head attached to one of these 1x1 studs with a bar attachment and a hollow stud on the bottom. And the interesting thing here is that Woo is actually new, kind of. That's a new head mold for the baby where it has a little bit of a neck, which is a subtle difference, but I do think that this one looks better. It's interesting that they decided to introduce it here, because I do believe that this was the first set that had this. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is true. At least it was released at the same time as whatever set had the first use of this updated mold. This set also contains 2 exclusive characters. I mean, for the time they were exclusive characters. One of them has been redone, but this is still a very exclusive variant. And on the left we have Hutchins. On the right we have Princess Harumi in her royal robes. And Hutchins is a pretty cool looking figure just off the bat. This kind of looks like the newer gold, not just pearl gold, but the helmet is definitely pearl gold. This one could just be that the part has a slightly different surface finish by default, but there's a lot of gold on here. I like the helmet, getting that in this color. I don't believe that's been done before. His face is also really nice with the eye patch and the gray beard. Looks like Hutchins. Would have been cool to get his hair as well, but obviously, you know, that's not like super necessary. And I believe his hair does exist. I just don't know. It might not exist in black, but it definitely exists in gray. And isn't super uncommon. And he does have a little bit of printing that is kind of hidden by that piece, so we will take it off. Harumi, on the other hand, though, is really, really well done and looks pretty fantastic. I love this cape with that design on there. It's the same design that was seen on some of the stickers in the actual temple. And her hairpiece is a recolor of Lady Iron Dragons from the Ninjago movie sets in white and gold. It's really well done. She does have a single side to her face. There's no back printing there, but it looks good. It's got the little, you know, the makeup that she wears in the first episode and a half. The one thing I would like to see is an alternate face that's just with no makeup, you know, like so you can more easily represent just a regular Harumi, not wearing her royal clothes. Like, you could use the torso and legs for that, but, you know, she really needed a different hairpiece and head print, which they do not include, and that is a little bit unfortunate, but I do think that this figure is great and looks fantastic and is kind of a nice extra bonus inclusion, but, you know, I just wish that we would have also gotten the version from, for example, that really, really, really good scene in Game of Masks that conversation between her and Lloyd, that is the version of Harumi that I want to see. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not here, but, you know, I'm still holding out hope for maybe a little minifigure pack in the future that includes that version of Harumi, because that is one of my favorite scenes in Ninjago now. So I really want to be able to recreate that with, you know, actual minifigures. But these two figures are both fantastic inclusions. I don't think we'll ever see these figures again, so if you want them, get this set before it retires. I think they're really cool, and I'm very happy to have them here. And for bad guys, we've got Chopper Maroon and Mr. E. And both of these figures, I think, are, you know, good. I think that these are the least exciting figures in the set, because they're the only two figures that appear in other sets. I think Chopper Maroon has short legs in the other set he appears in, and he has a different name, but it's the same exact parts otherwise. And Mr. E also appears in the Street Race of Snake Jaguar, but he comes with his Oni mask attachment there, if you know what that means. The Oni mask does come in this set, and you can put it on him. It's relatively easy to do so, but, you know, it's not to the same effect as in regular sets. You can just go like that, but he doesn't get the extra arms because they're not included here. So, you know, he's not designed to be wearing it. Chopper Maroon has Mr. T's hairpiece in red, which is cool. It appears in a couple other Sons of Garmadon sets. And his face is that, you know, skull makeup kind of design. And he has this really cool biker jacket with the Sons of Garmadon logo. Mr. E also has a Sons of Garmadon logo on his back. Looks cool. And I really like the design on his torso as well. Both of these torsos, I think, are fantastic. I love Mr. E's face underneath there, especially with the red visor. It looks fantastic. And this shoulder armor piece that Mr. E gets is cool. What I find most interesting is that it only shows from the front. Like, from the back, it's basically just a line. So, you know, it's an interesting design, and I don't think they've done that with many other shoulder armor pieces. But the torso, you can see on him, is really, really detailed, as well as the legs. Just a fantastic figure, and I'm really happy with the way that he came out. For accessories, they don't have anything super special. Chopper Maroon comes with a metallic silver wrench, which is, I guess, a little bit... and actually flat silver, not metallic silver, I misspoke. But that's not the most common piece, not super rare either. And they both come with the red katanas, which are nice and, you know, new for the Sons of Garmadon wave here. And as you saw before, this set does unite the three Oni masks, and therefore allows you to resurrect Lord Garmadon himself. This Garmadon is more similar to the movie version than the previous versions from the TV show. He has the updated mold here with the little shoulder pads kind of sticking out from the Ninjago movie. That piece does have slightly different printing with the little rib cage showing and the purple ooze dripping out. The face print is the same as the Ninjago movie. The helmet mold, same as the Ninjago movie. I do like that. The helmet looks good. And the torso and legs are the same as the Ninjago movie. So, yeah, this figure is exclusive here, and he is Garmadon, so I feel like he'll still have a little bit of desirability, just regardless. Because Garmadon, he was kind of common in the Ninjago movie line, but, you know, it's still Garmadon, and he's a relatively popular character, so I do think that the this update will still prove to be a desirable figure. I just think that for Ninjago fans who've collected a lot of Ninjago sets recently, especially from the movie, will be more excited about characters like Harumi and Hutchins than they will be about this updated Garmadon. Because, yeah, it's Garmadon, but it's just slightly new. So, you know, not the most exciting figure. For me, at least, personally. But I do feel like if you either don't have a Garmadon, or, you know, you just want another Garmadon, I feel like this will be still a nice figure to get. It's just, you know, it wasn't the highlight for me. Overall, I feel like the Temple of Resurrection is a pretty solid set that kind of ticks all the boxes, but not... I don't think it's going to be a standout in years to come. I feel like the $70 price is fair. However, maybe this is just me, but it doesn't feel quite as substantial as the Lighthouse Siege, which is, I don't know, when I think of $70 Ninjago sets, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's one of my favorite Ninjago sets of all time. This, I don't think, is quite as good. It's a slightly less interesting looking building, and it feels less complete. Just because, it's basically the one room, and that's it. And really, all there is to do there is have 3 masks. However, on that note, having all 3 masks in one set is really cool. The figure selection here is really good. With the 2 exclusive characters, and, the exclusive Cole figure, Garmadon. Lloyd's in the way. I guess I probably should have mentioned that you need to not have a figure in that specific spot in order for the feature to work. But, there we go. That's, it doesn't want to stand there either, so he can go there. But that feature is good. Garmadon is good. The only negatives I have here are the fact that, it's not a perfectly detailed building from all sides. Like, the side view of this is not great. You have little Technic holes. The top of the roof section, I guess even when it's like this, it doesn't look too great from the sides because you have the holes there. But, as a toy and as a, display from the front here, I don't think this is half bad. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.